Coffee Break Italian, Season 1, Lesson 2. Ciao! Welcome back to Coffee Break Italian. My name is Mark.
Ciao, sono Francesca.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie and I'm here to learn Italian with you all.
And we are really pleased to be back here with you. And first of all, before we do anything else, I'd really like to say thank you, grazie, for all your very positive comments this week that you've left on the website, on Facebook and on Twitter. Grazie, grazie molto.
Grazie mille.
It's really good to know that you've enjoyed the first episode.
In this lesson, we're going to be going further with greetings and learning some more greetings for different parts of the day. However, before we do that, it's time to review what we learned last time. Let's get started with the lesson. Cominciamo. Okay, for this review, over to Francesca.
Molto bene. So, let's review now some of the words we learned in Lesson 1. Let's start with the word for hi. Katie, can you remember how to say hi in Italian?
And just before Katie answers that question, we'll leave some space for our listeners. So how do you say hi in Italian?
Katie, how do you say hi in Italian?
Ciao.
Molto bene. And what about bye?
It's the same. Ciao.
Perfetto. And can you remember how to say how are you in Italian?
Come stai?
Molto bene. And how can you reply to that question, let's say, if you are feeling well?
In that case, it would be sto bene.
Bravissima. And what if you're feeling not too well?
Sto male.
Fantastico.
Francesca, before we move on, I've got a question about how to say how are you. Is it better to say come or come? How do you pronounce the O?
You can pronounce it in both ways, come or come, and it varies depending where you are in Italy. So it's a regional thing, let's say. But don't worry, Katie. Any Italian speaker would understand you no matter what you say.
Great, okay, that's fine, thank you.
Perfetto. Okay, I hope that has been a useful review of the words and phrases we learned last time. Let's get on with today's lesson, and we're going to learn some phrases for greetings at different times of the day. We can all say hello or hi with ciao, but now let's try and think about the words and phrases that you use at different times of the day. To begin with, we're going to learn one that can be used pretty much the whole day, at least until the evening, and that's the word buongiorno. Listen again. Buongiorno. Katie, can you try saying buongiorno?
Buongiorno.
It literally means good day. The word for a day is un giorno. So good day is buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Now, when it gets to the evening, we change that slightly and we say good evening, buona sera.
Buona sera.
Try that again. Buona sera.
Buonasera.
Now, did you notice what happened there with buongiorno and then buonasera?
You changed buon to buona?
That's right, because sera is a feminine word and giorno is a masculine word. So we say buongiorno, but buonasera.
Buonasera.
And literally it means good evening. Buonasera.
Buonasera.
And at night time, when it's time to say good night, we use buona again, but this time we say the word for night. Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.
Now, again, with that double T sound in there, try to bounce on it. Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.
Let's go through these three phrases again with Francesca. So to begin with, good day or good morning,
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Good evening.
Buonasera.
Buonasera.
And good night.
Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.
Excellent. Now, with that sera, again, that's similar to come or come stai. You can say buonasera or buonasera, where there's a slightly different sound in the E. Francesca, how would you normally say good evening?
I would normally say buonasera because I come from the northwest of Italy. But if you go elsewhere in Italy, you could hear buonasera. But again, as we said before, all Italians would understand you. So don't really worry about that.
Esatto. Okay, so don't worry about buonasera, buonasera. They will be understood no matter where you are.
Mark, is there a word for saying afternoon? How do you say good afternoon in Italian?
There is a word for afternoon. It's pomeriggio.
Pomeriggio.
And you could theoretically say buon pomeriggio. It's a masculine word, so we use buon pomeriggio.
Buon pomeriggio.
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 However, I would probably guess that most Italians wouldn't use that. Would that be correct, Francesca?
Yes, you're right, Mark. Very often we tend to say just buongiorno, even if it's the afternoon, or sometimes buonasera, depending on the regions again.
So when would buonasera start? Normally, what time would you start saying buonasera?
Well, there isn't a precise moment. Some people would say buonasera just after lunch, and some other people late in the evening. So it really depends on the region and the time of the year.
But probably you're safest going with buongiorno until it's
Yes.
dark.
Yes, that always works.
Excellent. Now, the other thing that we're going to cover today is how to introduce yourself and say your name. For example, I would say, mi chiamo Mark. Listen again, mi chiamo Mark. Katie, how would you say, my name is Katie?
Mi chiamo Katie.
That's right. Mi chiamo.
Mi chiamo.
And it's quite a tricky sound in there. Chiamo, chiamo.
Chiamo.
Mi chiamo.
Mi chiamo.
Mi chiamo Mark.
Mi chiamo Katie.
And if you can say, my name is, then you also should be able to ask, what is your name? And we're going to use a word that we've already heard, and that word is come. Come ti chiami?
Come ti chiami?
So notice the change there in the verb chiamo. I say mi chiamo, but come ti chiami?
Come ti chiami?
So now I can ask you, what is your name? Come ti chiami?
Mi chiamo Katie. Come ti chiami?
Mi chiamo Mark. Now, Katie, you've studied French and Spanish, haven't you?
I have.
And I'm sure lots of our listeners have studied other languages too. And if that's the case, you'll already be aware that there are sometimes different ways to address people. We've been using the question, come ti chiami? Meaning, what are you called, or what is your name? And that is the way you would ask the question informally. Now, of course, if we are asking someone, what is your name, the chances are we don't know them, so maybe we should be a little more formal with them. And in that case, we can use the formal version of this question, and that is, come si chiama?
Come si chiama?
Come si chiama?
Come si chiama?
Now, let's listen to the difference between those two questions. Informal, come ti chiami?
Come ti chiami?
And formal, come si chiama?
Come si chiama?
So the T becomes si, and chiami becomes chiama. Come si chiama?
Come si chiama?
So, for example, if you were asking a child, what are you called? What is your name? Then you could say, come ti chiami? But if you were asking an adult that you don't know what is your name, which is perhaps a more likely situation, then you would use the phrase come si chiama.
Come si chiama?
Of course, the answer each time is the same. Mi chiamo Mark.
Mi chiamo Katie. So are there always informal and formal versions of a question? I'm thinking come stai, is that informal or formal?
Exactly. Come stai is informal. It's quite an informal question when you're asking, how are you? Come stai? However, there is a formal version of that question too. And it's very easy. It's come sta?
Come sta?
So you're asking the question, how are you? Talking to someone that you don't know. Come sta?
Come sta?
Now, don't worry too much about this. If you're just learning Italian and you are using the wrong form, if you use the informal form when you should be using the formal form, don't worry. You will still be understood and you won't cause major offence. Is that right, Francesca? È vero, Francesca?
Sì, è vero. Well, if it's obvious that you're learning Italian, Italians would be delighted to hear that you're making an effort. So don't worry too much as a beginner if you're using the formal or informal in the right way. Although when you progress with the language, it will be important to make sure and get the formality right.
For example, we've already learned the word hello as ciao, but you probably wouldn't say ciao if you were meeting someone important. In that case, you would be more likely to say?
You would be more likely to say buongiorno.
Mark, in English you can say I'm Katie, or indeed in French and Spanish. Can you do that in Italian?
You can indeed. The word you need is sono.
Sono.
So I would say, I'm Mark, sono Mark. And you would say?
Sono Katie.
Perfetto. Okay, what we're going to do now is have a little listen to a couple of conversations. And these conversations are going to be situations that are either informal or formal. So at the informal one, we're at a party and you're going to be listening to two people introducing themselves at this party. And in the formal one, that's going to be more of a business get-together, a networking event. And again, two people will be introducing themselves. And it's over to you, Katie, and of course our listeners, to see how much you understand of these conversations. Ok, Francesca, cominciamo.
Cominciamo.
Conversazione numero 1. Ciao,
Ciao, come stai?
sto bene. E tu?
Anch'io sto bene. Come ti chiami?
Mi chiamo Giorgio.
Piacere, mi chiamo Laura.
Let's listen to that conversation one more time. Ciao,
Ciao, come stai?
sto bene. E tu?
Anch'io sto bene. Come ti chiami?
Mi chiamo Giorgio.
Piacere, io mi chiamo Laura.
So there were a few things there I wasn't too sure of. I didn't understand one or two things.
Okay, perhaps the first one was when I said sto bene e tu, and Francesca, playing the part of Laura, you said?
E I said anch'io sto bene.
So if I said sto bene and then Francesca or Laura is also saying sto bene, then that word in there was?
Anch'io.
That means literally also I. Also I am well. Anch'io sto bene. I'm well too.
Okay.
Try saying that. Anch'io.
Anch'io.
So I'm well too would be anch'io sto bene.
Anch'io sto bene.
Good. Now there was another word we used in there and it's a lovely word. The word is?
Piacere.
It's a very nice word. It means literally pleasure. So it's like saying it's nice to meet you. And you can use this in every situation, both formal and informal. So try saying this word again. Piacere.
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 Okay? So it's a pleasure. Piacere.
Piacere.
Okay, let's have a listen now to our second conversation. And of course, this one is happening at our business networking function. So things are a little more formal.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Come sta?
Sto molto bene. E lei? Come sta?
Sto benissimo. Come si chiama?
Sono Alessandra Pieroni. E lei? Come si chiama?
Mi chiamo Giacomo Moretti.
Piacere.
Piacere mio. Let's listen again.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, come sta?
Sto molto bene. E lei? Come sta?
Sto benissimo. Come si chiama?
Sono Alessandra Pieroni. E lei? Come si chiama?
Mi chiamo Giacomo Moretti.
Piacere.
Piacere mio.
Oh, you're testing us today. I think there were more new words in that conversation.
There were a couple of new words in there. For example, when Francesca, playing the part this time of Alessandra Pieroni, when Francesca said, sto molto bene, then she wanted to ask me how I am. She said, and you, how are you? Now, we've already heard, e tu? But this time, Francesca said,
E lei? Come sta?
so this is the formal version of e tu, and you. E lei?
E lei?
E lei come sta?
E lei come sta?
So that's just like turning the question around to another person. Rather than saying e tu in the informal, you would say e lei in the formal. Now, you also heard a nice ending to this conversation when Francesca or Alessandra said, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Piacere.
Then Giacomo Moretti responded, piacere mio. Now that means it's my pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. So let's try that again.
Piacere.
Piacere mio.
Piacere mio.
So literally, my pleasure. Piacere mio.
Piacere mio.
Okay, that's almost all for this lesson. However, before we finish, we need to review all the words and phrases that we've learned in this lesson. So just as we did last time, I'll say the English. Francesca, you'll say the Italian. We'll leave you all some time to repeat these words, and then it's over to you, Katie, to try these words and phrases. Okay?
Okay.
Va bene?
Benissimo.
Okay, let's start with good morning or good day.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Then the phrase for good evening.
Buonasera.
Buonasera.
And we also had good night.
Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.
Now, there was one other expression that is maybe not used so much in Italy, but you could say good afternoon.
Buon pomeriggio.
Buon pomeriggio.
Okay, so much for the greetings. We also learned to ask, what is your name? Informal version is...
Come ti chiami?
Come ti chiami?
The formal version of what is your name is...
Come si chiama?
Come si chiama?
And then I'm called or my name is...
Mi chiamo Francesca.
Mi chiamo Katie.
And the phrase for pleased to meet you was...
Piacere.
Piacere.
Excellent. Now, there is one other word that we're going to learn in this lesson, and that is the word for goodbye. You already know that we can use the informal word ciao to say goodbye. However, there is a proper word for goodbye, and it is arrivederci. Francesca, let's hear the proper pronunciation of this.
Arrivederci.
Katie?
Arrivederci.
And this literally means until we see each other again. And this time we'll be using that word when we come to say goodbye. Before we do so, however, we need to remind you that you can head over to coffeebreakitalian.com to find out more about how you can benefit from these lessons.
And why not join us on Facebook to practice even more at facebook.com/coffeebreakitalian.
And if you are on Twitter, we are at Learn Italian.
Perfetto. Now it really is time to use that word that we learned there for goodbye. Can you remember what it is? Katie?
Arrivederci.
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 This is a production of the Radiolingua Network. Find out more at radiolingua.com.